Namaste, I'm Brad Terrell. Welcome to another Movepat workout and class. This class we're going to focus on some beginner patterns. We haven't done more so of a beginner set series in a while, so I thought I would show you a handful of beginner patterns that you can continue to work on to work up to some of the more complex movements and sequences. So as always, all we need is our body for this class and for this video. When you're ready, I want you to get started in Malasana. We'll just take a few moments to breathe in Malasana. And place the hands together at heart center. Just kind of shift left to right before we get started with our first pattern here. And the first pattern we're going to explore is going to focus on some knee drops and some internal hip rotation. So let's start by just moving through some internal hip rotation first. So I want you to swing your arms over to the left. As you swing to the left, you're going to drop the inside of the right knee down. If you need to, you can keep the heels lifted here to start. So swing to the left, bring your right knee down. If you can, try and bring the sole of the inside of the ankle flat to the floor and the sole of the left foot to the floor, and just back and forth. So you can go for 10, 9, 8, 7. Try and bring your elbow across the knee. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Maybe stretch the legs out a little bit. Get at any time you could just keep those heels lifted. It's going to take a lot of pressure out from those internal knee drops. So you can lift the heel, just tap, tap, keep this heel lifted, tap, and tap. Okay? So we're either going to continue doing the same thing, or if you can, I want you to try and push your opposite leg of that internal hip rotation. So we're going to swing to the left once again. Swing to the left. Inside of the knee comes to the floor. If you can, I want you to lift your heel and start pulling your elbows back as you draw your knee forward. Now, it's not necessary for you to actually touch the floor with the knee. If it's possible, do so. Pull it back. Pull up on that internal hip rotation. So we're just going to see if we can go 3 to each side, nice and slow. We'll start over to the right once again. Inside of the knee down. Drop, back, up. To the other side, drop, down, back, and up. Again, to modify as a beginner, you can use your hands to the floor, you can lift the heels. So I'm going to continue with 2 more in a beginner variation. So super, super beginner, super light. Drop the inside of the knee. Crawl up, pull up, inside of the knee down. My heels, both heels are lifted here. Drop, up. Eventually we're taking those hands away and trying to keep the heels down as we come up. Okay, see if you can go 1 more to each side. Beautiful. Good. Now I want you to take a seat. We're going to continue with some shin box flows. So nice and simple, starting in that shin box position. I want you to lift your knees up, bring them nice and close to your chest as you go over to the other side. Extend your arms forward. Just back and forth, nice and smooth. Again, you know you're doing this right if you feel like you're kind of scooting forward. Let's go 1 more. Beautiful. Now let's continue by seeing if we can add a hip extension at the end. So lifting those hips, pull the elbows back, Control as you lower. Move to the other side, lift, find control, lower, other side, lift. Breath remains fluid. You can exhale as you drive those hips forward. Let's go one more to each side. Beautiful. So another variation here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift those knees and then drop into a pigeon fold. So lifting those knees, dig the heels as you lift the knees up. You're gonna extend the back leg as you come into a pigeon fold. Now, if this is difficult for you, we've got a few options. Don't bother extending that back leg. Just see if you can fold, maybe touch the elbows down. Or you also have the option of using your hands to fold up. Other side. Okay, if you can, extend the leg out behind you. Up, pull the knee back in. If you can, hands away. You can extend the arms off to the side. Nice and slow, nice and smooth. Good, let's go one more to each side. Beautiful. Good, now this next one, we're gonna be moving through our shin box and coming into a straddle. We have seen some similar in some previous Movepat classes, but we're just gonna again focus on more the beginner version of this movement. So starting from a straddle position, we're gonna start from the straddle first. I want you to pull your legs into a shin box, and then we're gonna come back into a straddle position, move in and out from that shin box. So from here, I want you to pull your heels in. Let's bring the outside of our right knee to the floor rather than left. So the inside of the left knee is gonna come down and the outside of the right knee is gonna come down. So pull your elbows in, lean to the right. You're almost getting into kind of like a pigeon pose here, and pull everything in and then push back out. Okay, and when you're doing this, focus on keeping the spine nice and straight and the core engaged. See if you can do the other side. So this time, inside of the right knee comes down, outside of the left knee comes down. You can extend your arms from the straddle position, pull it in, and then again, it's gonna be super easy for us if we extend back out and then come into straddle. So the idea from here is to stay upright. Okay, so moving back and forth, you can choose to keep the elbows in nice and tight the entire time, or use the arms to counterbalance if you feel like you're leaning back too much in the straddle. So we'll see if we can go about 3 to each side. So obviously helps if the floor is a little bit slippery. My floor is a little bit sticky here. You can go one more. Spine is upright. Push right out to straddle. Beautiful. Now we're gonna move to a progression. We're gonna do another 3. But this time we're gonna add a little bit of a good morning stretch in our straddle. So I want you to lean forward into the stretch. You can very well place the hands to the back of the head. Pull yourself up. Back. Good morning. Other side. Beautiful. So you can go for 2 more to each side. One more to each side. Lovely. Great, so our next movement here is going to be some alternating Cossacks. So we're going to start in a Cossack position, and we're going to start by warming up with a few Cossack sweeps just to really get a feel for the posture and the position before getting into the alternating Cossack movement. So from here, I want you to draw yourself in more of a straddle type position. We're gonna go for just 3 drops into Cossack, and we'll see if we can move through a progression, perhaps drawing our glutes flat to the floor. So from here, I want you to come into Cossack. Maybe if you can, dig the heel, pull back up. We're gonna go 3 to each side. If this is very difficult for you, maybe you're dropping the hands to lower. If you feel more comfortable keeping the sole of the foot down, do so. Beautiful. All right, so now see if we can go 3 to each side, but dropping the glutes all the way to the floor. Again, you can always use your hands, always making it a little bit easier to move through. So 3 Cossack, drop the glute, back up. I'll show you modified. Drop the glute. Maybe I need to use my fingertips to draw myself back up. And then I can also place hands forward, hands back. Okay, another 1.5. Beautiful. All right, so now moving through a few sweeps before the alternating. So 3 to each side, you're gonna drop. Not necessary for you to drop the glutes all the way to the floor, but dropping to Cossack. Use the hands to modify over to the other side. Continue back and forth. If you can, take the hands away. 3, nice and simple. 3, 2, Hey guys, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed it that much, please hit subscribe. It means a lot. And if you're someone who's looking to take their practice to that next level, whether you're a beginner looking to simply improve their practice, or even an advanced practitioner looking to fine-tune their practice, head over to B Movement Academy, my own online school of yoga and movement, where you can find all of my premium content and exclusive programs that will meet you every step of the way to meet any of those movement or mindfulness goals. Most light and love. Namaste.